Good morning or afternoon, depending on when you're deciding to do some geometry. I see some of you like to turn stuff in at 3 in the morning, so yeah, I don't know when you're watching this. But anyway, today we're going to talk about perimeter and area of similar figures. So similarity is something that we've talked about before. When two figures are similar, means all the angles are congruent and all the sides are proportional. So for example, these two figures here, um, they're similar because you see the angles all match up. And then if you look at the sides, if you were to do a ratio, it's going to be 8 to 4, right? Which reduces to 2 to 1. Same thing would happen 4 to 2, 10 to 5, 6 to 3. All those ratios are the same. So we would say that they are similar. So going with that, an area, the rule is with area, if two polygons are similar, with lengths of corresponding sides in the ratio of A to B. So A to B would just be like your scale factor. Then the ratio of the areas is going to be A squared to B squared. If you think about units, it's kind of why when you have like a regular length, you use centimeters. But when you have an area, it's centimeters squared. Kind of same idea here. So here, in this example, it says A, B, C, and D, E, F are similar. So that's given to us, so we know that. Looks like our ratio is 2 to 3, which we get from reducing 8 over 12, right? 8 over 12 reduces to 2 to 3. So the ratio of the perimeters that we learned earlier in the year would still be 2 to 3, but when you talk about the ratio of the areas, it's going to be 4 to 9, which we get by taking 2 squared and 3 squared. That's how we get the 4 to 9. And that's really the main concept of the day today. So here, those corresponding lengths of similar figures are given, so it's telling us they're similar. Find the ratio of the perimeter. So let's just start there. Ratio of the perimeter is always the same as the ratio of the sides, or the scale factor. So the ratio of the perimeter, my handwriting is terrible on here. Ratio perimeter is, like it says, 4 to 3. Which means the ratio of the area, we square both. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. And then we want to find the unknown area. So usually how people set this up, if they're trying to find the area, well, they would look at it and they would go, okay, 4 over 3 should equal 36 over x, right? This area. However, we know the ratio of the sides is not the same as the ratio of the areas. The ratio of the sides squared is equal to the ratio of the areas. So now what we really have is 16 over 9 equals 36 over x. So then we use our cross multiplication, and we would get 16x equals, grab my trusty calculator here to make sure I do this right, 9 times 36, 324, and then dividing by 16. We would get 20.25. It's going to be inches squared because we're talking area. So when you're setting up these proportions, in order to equal the area ratio, you got to square the side lengths. All right, so same type of problem here. Ratio of our perimeters. Okay, is just go one to the other, 3 to 5. So the ratio of area would be 9 to 25. So we can use that 9 over 25. We're going to set that equal to the area over 12. So 25A is going to equal 108. So the area of that first one will be 4.32 feet. So Lot of proportions today, which we should be pretty good at by now. Oh, come on. All right. Next problem. Says, did I skip some here, I wonder? Apparently not. I thought I maybe skipped one. Interesting. Okay. All right. The ratios of the areas is 169 to 144. What's the ratio of the sides? So we'd be going backwards. If we take the square root, we're going to get 13 to 12. So if that's the ratio of the areas, the ratio of the sides is 13 to 12. It's the square root. All right. Now we have the areas, and we want to find a side length. So we want to find AB. So AB is here. We'll call it X. We know the areas, that ratio is 56 over 36. But again, we don't want to set it equal to X over 3 because those ratios aren't equal. Got to remember that with the sides, we have to square them to get them to equal the areas. So over here, we would have X squared over 3 squared, which is 9. So that means we're going to get 36x squared equals 56 times 9, so that's 504. Divide that by 36. X squared is going to equal 14. So we could say x equals square root of 14, or if you want the decimal, 3 point something. So, or 3.674. Either way. So that's how you set that one up. Just remember, the ones that get squared are the side lengths. All right. Another example here. Now we got a word problem, everyone's favorite. So a playground is in the shape of a regular hexagon. So regular, you should be thinking all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same. Each side is 40 feet long. It has an area of 4,157 square feet. A scale model is made with the side lengths of 2 feet. So we know that our sides go from 40 feet to 2 feet. So that'll be a ratio, 40 over 2. Well, we know that that's the same as 20 over 1. And in order to set it equal to our area, which we know the big one has an area there, trying to find this one. In order for these to equal, remember you got to take the sides and square them. So you'd get 400x equals 4,157. Then of course you would divide by 400. And it looks like we'll have an area about 10.39 area, so feet squared. So again, square the side lengths. And that's all you have for today. So this is your assignment. It's pretty short. Make sure you read the directions careful. A lot of the problems have you do multiple things, like find the ratio of the perimeters, find the ratio of the areas, and then find a missing link. So make sure you really read the questions carefully, answer them all. I should see some proportions on some problems I'm going over and looking at those, so make sure you're doing that as well. Yeah, I believe I'll post this for Friday. So have a good weekend. And then we'll be having a quiz coming up here shortly. I'll try to post the quiz dates ahead of time so you can see when they're going to be made available. We'll make them available for a couple days and then they're going to shut off. So make sure you're checking Canvas, if not every single day, which you should be, at least Monday through Friday. Also make sure you're checking your emails, guys, so we can stay connected. Hope things are going well. And again, have a great weekend.